But there obviously has been so much talk about if, he does step down, if he does agree, how complicated would it really be to pick? I mean, I saw just this morning the list of whatever it was, 9 people that they are looking at to replace him. How complicated would that be? Would that just be a free for all and everyone would go nuts?
It's a free for all. It goes to, and this is true for both parties. If he were to step down, as I said, in phase one, before he becomes virtually nominated, it would go to it would be what they call an open convention, and this is pre 1972. We did these. This is not. I mean, it's not like anyone can really remember them, but that's how it used to happen. And the delegates get together and they get to decide. It would be, I mean, it would be great television. It'd be like a reality show.
Yeah.
Here's my view on this. I don't know how. I mean, so yes, they get to decide, and that's it. Each delegate and each state delegation would get to cast their votes. I cannot see how the Democratic Party, as it's constituted today, overlooks the fact that they have the first female Black vice president. And like, I know a lot of people are talking about Gavin Newsome. To me, it would be a civil war within the Democratic Party to choose a straight gay guy with good hair over the sitting Black female vice president of the United States. I mean, I would be in political heaven if that happened. So, but I just cannot believe you're going to choose. I mean, I get it. He's got great hair. We can all, bipartisan life. Gavin Newsome looks great. He's got I think, I mean, it's really nice hair, but they're not choosing the straight white guy over the Black female.
Right. Okay. So, but do you think there's anyone who would be a threat?
No. And I don't say that. Look, everyone knows where I come at. I've been very clear about. But here, Kamala Harris is more unpopular than Biden. I mean,
I agree.
I will give Joe Biden a ton of credit for selecting her. When you select someone that's more unpopular than you guarantee your nomination and your job security, right? If she was flying high and she was really popular, they'd be invoking the 25th Amendment. They would be talking about. They know they're stuck with her. She's worse than him. She couldn't even get through Iowa in the Democratic primary when she ran. Okay. Right. So that's number one. Gavin Newsome. I mean, again, remember where this election comes down to. And that's why when pundits want to go out there, the number of swing states that matter still matter, no matter who the candidate is. Take Biden out, put in blank name. And Gavin Newsome would do worse in Michigan and in Wisconsin. All of the leftist policies of California. Can you imagine just campaigning on the California emission standard alone in Michigan, where automakers are huge and auto workers are huge? You would rule. I mean, Michigan would be off the map in 2 seconds. You would just make that the singular issue in Michigan. Bam, there go those 15 electoral votes, 16 electoral votes. That's gone, 15. And so that, and then when you start to take apart the states and the issues, immigration would be a massive issue in Arizona. Boom, that's gone. So state by state, and when you play it out, Gavin Newsom's almost as bad as Biden, if not worse. Kamala Harris is an absolute disaster. So let's go. I mean, they're stuck with Biden. That's the reality.
Okay. And then just in a total hypothetical, I mean, I know she has said that she's not interested in running at all, but what would you say about if Michelle Obama stepped into the race? First of all, would that even be a possibility? And would she be a threat?
In a theoretical way, right? Sure, it could. I mean, you could be the nominee. I could be the nominee. I think I probably have a greater chance of being the nominee than Michelle Obama does. She doesn't want it. Michelle Obama has made it clear since the jump that she doesn't like politics. She doesn't like a lot of the partisan stuff. And she's got a great gig right now. I mean, I always think being ex-president has got to be the greatest job ever. So I don't think she wants it. Could it happen? Sure. I think that, again, let's go back to how this would play out. Do you really think that, I told you why I think it would have to be Kamala Harris, but let's go down the list. Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsome, Gretchen Whitmer, whatever, right? Do you think any of them would say, oh, sure, I'm going to step aside and just let Michelle Obama waltz in? No way, Jose. These people have been in politics and are itching at the shot. They're not just going to give it up. The one last thing I would say to reassure people on the left, if you're Gavin Newsome or anyone else for that matter, right? Do you really want, if you're waiting for your shot to become president, which, I mean, Gavin Newsome has been the best understudy. Like, I don't want this job, but wink, wad, I really do. I've ever seen is you're not going to want this environment. You want Trump to run and then run in 2028. No one wants this to be their debut, right? So if you're any of those up and comers, the last thing you want to do is get handed this hot potato and say, okay, your turn, because you're going to get crushed. Trump wins, and then your political history. They would rather just wait till it's an open race in 2028. It would be stupid politically for anyone to accept this hot potato from Joe Biden.